GM. Hey Arnav.
Yeah, hi,
Hey Bowen.
everyone.
Hi, you guys.
GM guys, this is Arnav and Bowen from Send AI. They are the contributors to the Solana app kit, which allows you to make amazing apps on Solana. They both are engineers. They've got more than 3 years of experience with React Native and also Next.js. So if you have any questions, as usual, put them on the side. But yeah, thank you, Arnav and Bowen, for helping us enabling people down under to build for Hackaroo. So yeah, take it away and good luck.
Thank you. What we were planning to do is show a little demo of how you can use Solana AppKit or Send AppKit to your advantage and how you can set up it on your device and use it to build apps. And we will also cover all the protocols that we have included in the AppKit, just so you know what all you can do with it.
Just to give you a reference of what we did at SendAI, we started with AppKit and we spent around 2.5 to 3 months to build it and make it open source. We also have documentations and other helpful links as well. We'll share it in the chat only. You can go through them. And then from the AppKit, like using the AppKit, we started building Pluto Mobile. So Pluto Mobile is a perps trading app, perps trading wallet kind of. And yeah, so we'll share the link as well. So you guys can just go through the Pluto mobile as well and see how powerful can AppKit be if used correctly.
Just to give you guys a brief history of how Pluto Mobile started. So we did a stream, I guess, 2 months back, in which we were trying to use Solana AppKit only just to show how we can leverage it. And Pluto Mobile initially was built on a live stream. It took around 1 hour or 1.5 hours just to get all the basic functionalities there. So yeah, if used correctly and if the structure is given and ready, it can be very useful.
So
First of all, before starting with the repo, I just need to make sure everyone knows how to get the repo started. So we have a command I have posted in the chat only. So what this command will do is clone the repo and install all the dependencies for you. And then what you need to do is basically what first thing that is a prerequisite is the whole mobile development setup should be there. So you should have Xcode or Android Studio, whichever platform you are building the app for. And yeah, you should have the simulators installed. And I guess that's it for the whole setup. And yeah, so I'll also drop the link to the docs in the chat only for your reference. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so these are the docs. You can check everything, what it is, how you can use it, how you can leverage it. And this is the setup guide. You cannot, yeah, and we have also mentioned all the prerequisites for Android and for iOS as well. Uh, Yeah, that's pretty much. If you guys have or will face any kind of problem in the setup in future, then you can either DM us or either DM Sal. Like we can share our Telegram and Twitter also.
Also, one more thing that we found really helpful while using the mobile app plan app kit was the vibe coding setup. There's a text file that you can download from here. And then if you are using cursor, then you do not need to go through all the docs and just ask your favorite ID on how to set up and where to find certain things in the code base.
Yeah, basically, if you let's say if you want any particular module, we come at the code structure and modules later. But let's say if you want any particular module like Medium or like custom modeling curve or something like that, then you can just ask cursor or your whatever ID you use, and they will let you know like where exactly the code is and how you can use it in a different scenario, in a different setup or project. Let me start with okay, let me start with dev mode directly.
Once the app runs, I'll give you a short summary of what the day mode is. So yeah, if you noticed when Bhuvan started the app, he used a dev flag in dev. So that's mainly to open the app in dev mode, and what that helps you with is basically navigating between different screens and going through all the screens without setting up all the environment variables. If you skip that flag, then the app will open in a normal mode, and in that you won't be able to log in and go through basically through the app without setting up your envs. So yeah, the dev mode provides you with a dev drawer as well. Bhuvan, can you open that?
Yeah. One thing, we are receiving these errors because we don't have Jupyter ENB setup. So you can call it like Jupyter API key or something to get the. And so this is the dev drawer, and you can see whatever ENVs you are missing here. So let's say, okay, right now I have all, but if I,
Yeah, so basically we have some of the envs that we are using have been expired. Also, there's a whole notification system inbuilt as well, so that is also integrated. So once you are done with the UI and figuring out what are the things that you need from AppKit, then once you build it, the notification system would be built in, and you can test that on a real device.
the easy way would be, I think, you can just directly copy paste the code that we have written for any particular module. Wait, let me present it pretty much clear.
So how we went about using Solana AppKit for Pluto Mobile was to just clone the repo and start removing things that we don't want and keeping the things that we want, because by that way we have the whole setup already pre-built.
So these are all the modules. Okay, first let me just show the ENB thing. Yeah, so it looks like this, that all of these ENBs are missing. And yep, so it will give you a list of all the ENBs that are missing. And you can just directly go through the app from here. So you don't have to change anything other than that. So if I want to go to the profile section, then I can just click there and I can go to the profile section. The main objective of dev mode is so that you don't have to have all the ENVs that are required, and it will tell you all the ENVs that are required as well for what purpose.
So when you first log in, you will be on login screen. In the developer info below that, you'll see a force login button. You can use that to force your way into the app.
So you don't have to have actual like privy or turnkey IDs as well. So you can directly force login and it will just create a dummy account and you can go through the app and see how exactly things are present.
Also, one more crucial thing to keep running the whole code is the server folder. So it is not a standalone app. There's a server required to run some of the backend things, like when you launch a token, all the metadata gets stored on chain. So yeah, we need a server for that as well. We have the server running locally as of now. You can also run the server locally, and in the env just set the port 8080. Server also requires some envs. So initial setup only requires you to fill envs and server in client side, but yeah, once that's done, you are all good to go.
You don't have to set all the ENVs. These are for bucket storage and all the sort of thing. So initial setup, I don't think you will be required anything other than database URL or whatever database you want to use.
Also, on our GitHub repo README, you can find all the envs that are required, just to make sure that I'll add the link to that as well in the chat only. I'll just cover some of the things that are included. So we have embedded wallets. We have three embedded wallets in AppKit: Privy, Dynamic, and Turnkey. We have Swap via Jupyter and Swap via Radium as well. And there's a module with that supports Swap via Pump Swap as well. And we have token launches. So launchpads are also there are four launchpads: Pumpfun, Radium, Meteora, and Token Mill. And inside Token Mill, Meteora and in Radium, you can set your own custom bonding curve as well. There's NFT support as well. That those modules are not added on in the UI. Yeah, you can find them, or maybe yeah, they are. You can share NFTs and people can buy them. The data is not coming because our Bird Eye API key is expired here. And what else do we have that make things a lot simpler?
Yeah, so this is the whole structure. Here you will find server and source. Server is basically the whole backend. We kept it monolithic because it's easier to manage on open source. Just to give you a reference, what exactly server contains. It has the DB setup. DB is we are using right now using Postgres. You can use anything you want on DB or anything. Just make the required changes. And we have all the controllers. What exactly chat controller is? Chat is one of the modules. Here you can chat with other guys as well, like other people using this particular app or your particular application. And you can chat with the assistant as well. So this assistant is powered by Solana Agent Kit. You will need to add that. So we have added the SDK in the packages. So you can use directly that as
Yeah, so AI assistant is basically you can ask anything regarding your wallet and perform simple on-chain actions using the agent.
yeah. Can you buy one soul worth of sand, then it will go and just buy it.
Yeah.
And we also have Lulu. So Lulu is not okay. Lulu is present on UI. Yeah. So this is Lulu. And again, guys, this is all the reference UI. So you can change everything. Like it is all modular. You can change the UI according to yourself. So it's a subjective thing. We just kept it very simple and straightforward. Nothing fancy and nothing so good. So you can change it according to yourself. The UI is pretty modular. No, yeah, we have Lulu as well. So you can, if you want to integrate Lulu, then you can refer the code for Lulu. You can just ask Cursor as well, like where exactly the code is located and how can I use it in my repository.
Yeah, so if someone new is using this, I'm sure it can be overwhelming because there are many integrations inside this. So the best way to get hang of the whole code base is just to leverage these AI IDs, and the whole setup for a particular integration would be very easy if you use these MCPs.
It will become pretty much very easier. So if you go through the modules once, you can see what all modules are. And then according to that, you can ask questions like, how can I use it? What exactly it does? I'm pretty much sure that none of the very few people are familiar with what exactly token mill is. So you can ask the AI. So it is used for custom bonding curves. So you can set your bonding curves according to the sliders, whatever you want to put it, like a parabolic curve or a logarithmic curve and other things. So in the modules, we have Solana agent kits, and also the structure of every folder inside the module is same. Let's say you're opening, then you will have components, screens that are getting used in the UI, services that are getting used, types, utils, one index file where everything is getting exported, and one README file where you can find what exactly is happening, and your AI will have much context, I would say, for every module, so that it doesn't cost too much. And similarly for others as well. So same structure we have followed: components, hooks, navigation, screens, services, types, utils, index, feed. And whole of the UI and front end functionality is there. So you probably won't be using these things because these are
Yeah,
just
these things are only useful if you are building any social app, because the whole UI is built on Twitter's model, and you can open a particular chat and repost it and reply to it in that particular thread, and open people's profiles and see what all tokens they hold, what are the actions they have performed on chain. Can you, Bhuvan, can you show someone's profile in detail just to show the components that are present?
okay. So this is my older profile. So you can share the token you are buying, or whatever token you want to shell, like this. So it's pretty much like Vector if you guys have used Vector. So it also shows where exactly I bought it and when I shared it. In the portfolio section, you can see all the tokens I hold, all the NFTs I hold. So these are probably the scam NFTs. Somebody gave them to me. I don't know. And these are all the transactions I made. I can follow as well. Okay, so there's some error in the DB. Okay, so there might be some. I can send anyone. Yeah, the code for that is also present here. So if you want to use priority or T2, that depends on you. You can send anyone the funds as well, using whatever you want to use. So the code for that is present and
For which one? The whole model and
this thing send to wallet.
transfer balance button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The shared services transactions. So you will get everything here: methods, T2, priorities, and so on. So you can check these functions, like what are we using and what conflicts are we using from there. So it will pretty much help you implement G2 directly, so that we don't have to go through all the documentation and all those sort of things.
yeah. And there's one file, let me just see which one was that. That was used to choose the wallet provider of your choice.
I think, yeah, we can use modules, right, for that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So in modules, we have a folder of wallet providers. You can see turnkey is present here, and dynamic is present here, preview is present here, turnkey is present here. If you want to add some of your as well, then you can remove them and use whatever you want to use. So yeah, we have written all the related functions in these files that you might need, and you can use other things as well, like using MoonPay from Privy. So for that, you can refer Privy documentation, and if you want to use other functions as well, you can refer the respective documentations. But here you can see a simple basic setup that every project or every repository should have for these wallet providers. This transaction service is modular. It is basically managing all of the three providers and then accordingly using those functions. So if you choose, I think it was in config, right?
yeah.
Concept.
By the way, I've also added a link to the Telegram group where you can ask any questions that you face while building anything with Solana AppKit, or if you face any issues with the setup.
Yeah. In the config, you can set everything you want to. So right now, the default provider is preview. You can change that to dynamic or turnkey accordingly. The login methods as well, you can add or remove from here. And similarly, credentials, preview, dynamic, and turnkey. These all are different. You can check this file. This is for the default configurations and how are how you can change things directly from. These are all the constraints for Jupyter, Radium, Keto, and Helios. These are all the tip accounts so that you don't have to so the code will directly hop through these tip accounts. So if anyone is cluttered or not getting used, then it will hop to a different one. You don't have to worry about it. These are the images that are getting used all over the app. So we just kept it as constant and we're just using them directly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else in mind.
I guess the code structure is pretty clear while using with the MCP, and if you are using cursor, then it's very straightforward. One thing that I would like to point out is while we were building Pluto, we noticed one thing, that if you are going to build a production level app using the Solana app kit, then some of the things that you would need to keep in mind are to remove all the things that you are not using, because initially when we built Bluetooth, we thought that the initial setup is complete, the screens are ready, and then we started pushing it out. But in mobile apps, optimization is everything. So every bit of unused code is a burden to the app. So all the dependencies, all the extra files that are going unused should be removed, because if you do it after a while, then it becomes a bit difficult. And yeah, this is one thing that we noticed while building Pluto, that if a code or component or module is not being used, then it's better to remove it than to have it, because it increases the overall size of the app and decreases its performance and speed.
Yeah, yeah. Let's say you are building something that doesn't should not include Solana agent kit. So you can just remove all the whole folders from here and all the related dependencies like this one because they are quite large and might slow down your app. So I would say you might have to spend some time doing that, like choosing what all modules you need and what you can remove. Let's say you want to use Meteora, so then you can remove Comfort and Radium and Token Mill as well. And wallet providers, let's say if you want to use only Privy, then you can remove Dynamic and Turnkey and the code related to them.
Yeah, so this is only when you are trying to launch your app or making it public, but for making MVPs, this is the fastest way to make apps on Solana. And we have done two streams building two different types of apps using this app kit, and both of the those streams ended up being less than 2 hours. And yeah, most of the functionality gets nailed down in basically 1 hour, and then it's just adjusting the UI and removing the screens from the UI that are not required.
We can actually share the link for the screens as well. So you can see how exactly we used apps and how exactly we changed the UI.
Yeah, just give me a second.
So we just vibe coded and it took us around overall, I think 7 to 8 prompts, right?
Yeah, maybe because most of the functionality that is required is already there.
Just take some modules into an existing mobile app. The best way would be like just to go through these modules and see the code. So let's say, okay, so you if you want to use something in an already existing application, then I think you won't need screens and components. Components you can see like how exactly they are getting used on front end, but other than that, I don't think you would need them. So the main folder that is relevant for you will be services and utils. So these are the two folders. These are the two files that you would want to refer, and you can ask directly your ID or your whatever AI you are using that how exactly I can integrate it on my front end. So this is also pretty modular. So the functions are execute, swap, and upload token metadata, create and launch token. So everything related to Meteora or Radium are in their respective folders. We have also pump SDK. So if you want to use pump swap,
I have dropped the link to the vibe coding session just to this would give you a much better idea of how we were using the app kit to build the app and some idea of the code structure and initial setup.
okay, let me just show you the UI you to have right now. So you can see the change. Either,
It's not visible.
okay, 1 second. Yeah, visible now.
Not exactly. Can you clone its screen, iPhone mirroring or something? It's
Okay, let me check.
just
I was not in the same website.
oh, wait, let me try this.
Okay, I can run it on simulator.
Oh yeah, that's the best way.
Right. Yeah, you can see the overall difference in the UI. Yeah, you can change that much. So UI is pretty much subjective. We can change according to ourselves. So, yeah, that's it. I guess we have anything else.
Yeah, so I guess if you have any questions, maybe you can drop in the chat and or join the Telegram group and we can help you with any setup or anything you need while using Solana AppKit.
And if you have any questions right now, you can ask. who will join these. Who will join these. Who will join these.
Awesome, guys. I don't know if there's any questions here. There was. Oh, yeah. How hard? Did you answer this one? How hard to add more extensions?
Extensions to the Solana agent kit. Okay, so you were asking about agent kit. By extension, I'm assuming you are talking about plugins, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So yeah, you can add them in the code only. So let me just find the exact plugins. Yes. So I would say it's not very hard.
Okay.
We are using like this. So you can use plugins like this. For that, I think you might have to refer Solana Agent Kit's documentation. That would be much more helpful. Right now, we are using token plugin only, and the functionalities in the app kit for Agent Kit are limited. If you want to go wild with Agent Kit, then probably refer that document.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. Cool. I think that's the only question there. But yeah, thanks for sharing this with us. Thank you for a great product. And thank you for being available for any questions afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it for today. Tomorrow, we should be back with Unready Player for how to be clouted with clout.gg. So we'll see you then. See you on chain, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.